I grew up most of my life until I was 10 in Deeside, which is a small town in Wales. Basically everything I had was on one road. My church was at the bottom and my school was at the top and the town was at the bottom. I have 2 siblings. I'm the eldest, my sister Beth, my brother Dan. I went to my grandparents' church. It was nice, I definitely enjoyed it. And I grew up with both my parents. Then I was 10, I moved to Chester, and a bit after that my parents got divorced. So yeah. Music, I think, is a big thing for me, especially. My mum's musical, my dad's musical. I was always kind of brought up in music and I definitely enjoy that. So I play piano. I can't really play guitar, but I like to pretend I can. And I sing. I guess that's a big thing for me, I guess. And I'm very glad I have that. I'm very, very blessed that I was given that because I don't know what I'd do without that. Although I grew up in a Christian family, I wasn't like an extremely Christian person. I didn't instantly believe in God. Church was a chore for me, especially when I was a child. I remember going and my mum would always tell me off because I'd be talking and I'd be, reading books and I wouldn't be listening because to me it was just a thing I had to do. I didn't want to go, prefer not to, and make any excuse not to go. My relationship with God wasn't very strong as a child, which I always thought was different from many other Christian children. They always knew all the verses and I never did because I was not paying attention because I really did not want to be there. I guess I kind of went with what everyone else was doing. And in the place I used to live, no one was very nice. I wasn't very nice. I was judgmental and rude because in my head that was how I made my life easier. Life was easier if I was mean. But then in church I was consciously made an effort to be like the good child, the nice child, because I wanted everyone to approve of me, but it wasn't for a godly reason. It wasn't because I wanted to obey God, it was because I just wanted everyone to think I was a good person and to approve of me. I became a Christian at a Christian camp that I used to go to. I went since I was 10 with all my friends, and all my friends became Christian at Christian camp, and I always kind of felt like I was left behind. And I didn't want to lie about it. I didn't want to say, oh, I'm a Christian when I'm not, because I didn't feel it. I didn't feel like I was Christian until when I was 14, so 2 years ago. I was on a camp and it was the first night, which is usually when people go to bed earlier. So everyone had left the meeting room to go to bed, and a girl called Catrin, actually, who I knew because I knew her family from my grandparents' church, came up to me and she sat with me and we had a conversation about becoming a Christian. I feel like God definitely led her to me that night. And then I went back to the dorm and I met the people in my dorm. One was called Lois. And she just loved God so much, and I found that so weird because she was a year older than me maybe, and so wise and loved God so much. And she wasn't perfect and I never really got that impression of her, but you could just feel the joy that she loved God, and I wanted that. Like I really, really wanted that. And I guess seeing her and seeing how she was so happy in herself and in God and in her love for God, even though it might seem a bit strange to people, I guess that really led me. I don't really remember a moment where I became Christian on that weekend. I just know that I was, and then I told people, and that was it, and I was Christian from then on. I guess it was the realisation that I'm not perfect, and I guess that was something I always wanted to be. I always wanted to fit in, I always wanted to be perfect. And I guess seeing someone who loved God so much and you could tell she was such a godly person but was not perfect in any way at all, I guess it really struck a chord with me because I always thought I had to be perfect. I had to know all the verses and I had to, be a good Christian child and be approved of by people. And I guess seeing her and seeing that she wasn't perfect and seeing that a lot of people weren't perfect kind of made me realise that you don't need to be perfect, and that's why we need God, because we are not perfect at all. And I guess it really struck a chord with me. I think seeing what Jesus did for me, that all this is on him now and not me, I think that's what changed. Being surrounded by people who love God so much and who are so close to God, it definitely makes it easier because you have like a first-hand view of what God can do for someone and how much joy they can give them and how they can really impact you as a person and how much love someone has for God. So my mum loves God a lot, you can tell. I think everyone knows that, and I think watching her and seeing how much she loves him and how close he is to her definitely impacted me, showed me the love of God, showed me what he could do for me and my family and how good he is. I find it so easy to be close to God through music, so when I'm doing worship and I'm praising God, I feel happy and I feel good, and I'm glad I got the opportunity to do that. I'm glad that God blessed me with that, and I definitely enjoy using that to praise God and to be close to him. I've been a Christian for 2 years now, which might seem weird, I haven't been baptised yet, but seeing a lot of people recently being baptised and coming to Jesus, I guess that kind of encouraged me and it made me think I can do this, I should do this. And it's not for anyone else's approval. That was one of my fears. I was like, I need to look good, I need to do all these things. It's not for anyone else, it's for God, to me, and that's fine.